Make sure you share. I'm going to introduce you. You have that
Got
time
it.
to share.
Got it.
You guys are live.
Listen, welcome. This is the first official episode of Behind the Blade. Just imagine we're sitting behind like some blades, and you're gonna get to know what it's like through the life of a landscaper. And you know, not only that, but these guys are nine-housers, right? Volunteer firefighters, which is crazy amazing that these young gentlemen are the future. It's inspiring, but you're going to get to know them. We're going to be on set with them, going out and seeing the jobs. But I want to just kind of tell you, I want to thank Chris. Thanks for being here. Thanks for having us.
Yep,
We're
good to
excited
be
to be
here.
a part of Horizon Lawns LLC. Now you're going to really get to know what happens out there. First order of business is that's Chris Mendez in the house. We got Nathan Baker in the house, and we got Jared Fitzke. Did I say it right?
Hustle muscle, baby.
Boom. We got the hustle muscle. And these guys have been my friends for a long time, and they're amazing individuals. I'm blessed to be here. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, Victor, the whole team at Horizon. And we're just appreciative to be here. If you could do a favor and share it out. You know, there's a lot of people that don't know when to take care of their lawn, or who do I have to plow my snow, and do I have to worry about ice? You know, we're going to get into all your questions, and if you have any questions, feel free to type them in the comments. One of us will get to them. If you could share it to a group, when you share to your page, let's just say drop a 5. That way I know you shared. I want to know who's rowing the boat. And if you're not rowing now, eventually you can get on the boat and share. But we really do appreciate you being here tonight. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. But here's what I'll tell you. In this day and age of everything that's going on during this pandemic, for companies to come to you and say, look, here's what we do. Here's our people. And you're going to get to know them all. Tonight's going to be the icebreaker. These guys are going to tell you what they're doing, why they're doing it, and how they got together. And I came here and I saw one of the fire trucks here, and I was like, is there a situation? But then it was Nate was here. Nathan, can I call you Nate?
Nathan, whichever.
But what do you prefer?
Nate's fine.
All
I
right,
like Nate.
but you like Nathan?
Yeah.
All right, well,
Either
we'll
one.
stick to what you like. Nathan, so we appreciate it. You're going to get to know him. Any questions you have, and if you share it to a group, drop a 7. So you share it to your page, you drop a 5. You share it to a group, you drop a 7. If you don't want to play, don't play, but we appreciate it. It's fun to be interactive and be a part of a community. And then if you come on the replay, drop a 9. All right? Now that we have that out, if you could drop your town in the comments, where's everybody from, or where are you watching the show tonight? So welcome, guys. Welcome to Behind the Blade tonight. Really excited to be here. So let's first talk a little bit about what does Horizon's Lawns do? They do snow plowing, and they do winter service and year-round service, basically, right? Mm-hmm. And you guys have been doing a lot of sod.
Yeah.
So
that didn't slow down at all.
It doesn't slow down. It's actually good. Talk to me a little bit about what do you have to do to get a sod job?
As far as for installing it?
Yeah, for installing. If I'm a client, do I call you? Do I have to prepare the ground, or do you?
No, we prepare the ground. For new lawn install, we just gotta rake up the ground, get all the rocks out of it.
Now, how do you do that? Do you have certain equipment you use? Do you guys rake it out?
Do we have a picture of it?
Do you use that big? What's that? A bobcat?
Yeah.
Does that thing rake all that ground and everything?
Yeah. But it takes up all the big rocks that are in the yard. And
now, do we call you if someone's watching? Do they call you for an estimate? Do they go to Horizon Lawn LLC? Is there an email? What's the best way for someone to get an estimate from Horizon Lawns?
Probably the best way to, a lot of the content all has on the info at horizonlawnsllc.com. You can go directly on the website and basically fill out the questionnaire, fill out your contact information, your address, your name, phone number, all that good stuff, and what you're looking to do. Then that gets sent directly to us. We'll be able to go on there, get all your information, give you a call, and then one of us will come out, take a look at what you have going on, measure your lot, and then basically go from there. It's a pretty seamless process. Just give us a call, fill out your contact information, and someone will be in touch within the next few days.
Now, Nathan, you're new to Horizon Lawns, right? So can we talk
correct.
a little bit about how you all got together?
Yeah.
Can we talk about so let's talk about your story real quick if we could.
So basically, I started out in the lawn care industry, I guess you could say, when I was 13 or 14. Basically, just mowing grass in my neighborhood. Before I could drive, had a tractor with a wagon, and just started going to town, getting one customer, and then ended up. I think I had close to like 15 when I was young, just kind of driving around. And then from there, I eventually took a different career path as far as I went through the fire academy and whatnot.
So you went through the fire academy. You do firefighting.
I do. Yep.
So how'd you get into that, real quick? And because we want to get to know you a little.
Sure.
How'd you get into firefighting? What made you want to do it?
Basically, my family has been involved going back, I guess, 3 generations. My grandfather was involved with the East Berlin Fire Department, my father, and then now myself. So kind of once I became of age, just kind of one thing led to another. I went to Dover School District. I'm from the East Berlin area, but I went to Dover School District, got hooked up with friends from the Dover area, and now I'm part of Dover Township and one of the officers there. So
now, Dover, so people don't know, you guys serve more than just Dover, right?
that's correct.
And you guys have some amazing equipment. Is that correct?
We do. So basically, there's Dover Township that surrounds the greater Dover area, but there's a thing called mutual aid. So all of the different communities and towns around us, if there's a big incident or something that they need more trucks, we'll travel. So we'll go to East Berlin, we'll go to York, Manchester, pretty much all over, Strinestown, Jackson Township, a little bit of everything. And then the same thing for us, if we have a big incident in Dover Township, all those key players will then come and help us out as well.
You know, it's a little different with you guys because I've been out the firehouse and you guys are in your truck ahead of time before a call. How does that happen? How's that possible? What makes you a little unique than some fire stations?
So our firehouse is pretty fortunate. We are 100% volunteer, so basically we don't have any career staff. No one's paid to be there. But on the flip side, that we do have 24-hour staffing, but they're all through volunteers. And right now, I think we have 12 or 13, Jared?
I believe it's 12.
12. So right now we have 12 live-in firefighters. So basically what that means is the firefighters live at the firehouse for free. In return, they're giving back to running the calls, staffing the fire apparatus, making sure basically the trucks get out. So with that, the guys sleep there, eat there, make dinner, hang out together, do all that good stuff. Kind of, it's a college atmosphere. It's a lot of younger guys. But in return, when the bells go off or whatnot, they're able to respond. And our goal is under a minute. So to at least have one truck on the road under a minute. Sometimes it's 2. A lot of guys work different shifts, all 3 shifts actually. So obviously the evening's a little bit more, there's a lot more guys around. So we're getting 2, sometimes 3 different trucks out.
Now, you guys go through a lot of vigor, like a lot of intense training. I can't just say, I'm going to be a firefighter, right? And I'm not trying to be funny, and they're going to put me on a truck, right? It's not even allowed.
Right, yeah. Basically, in the state of PA, you need to be 18 years of age to go into a burning building. But along with that, there's various trainings. I think it's up to, the very basics, like 130 or 140 hours. But there's basically endless hours after that. So... but yeah, basically you just find your local fire department that you're close to, fill out an application, more than likely you get voted in, and you just start taking classes and go from there.
So my point is, you guys are used to training, you're used to equipment, you don't even know it. A lot of times I tell people they're not even used to the things that trains you, and you guys are used to teamwork. Like if you think about it, you guys are used to teamwork, you're used to order, you're used to direction, right? You're used to training, you're used to using equipment, and everyone getting along. Right, for a common cause. And so my point is, that comes out when you guys are out there doing these yards. Right? You guys are a fine oiled machine. You don't even know it. When you come to my house, it's like if I don't get out there in time, you guys are gone. It's like, like a machine. Right? And you're the new salesperson, right? So
That's
people
correct.
should really hit you up if they're looking
Exactly.
to get something. So let's tell a little bit, about what, you're the new salesperson. So you go out there, can you do it virtually? Can you give people an estimate virtually?
Yeah, so basically I'm going to be doing sales. So as far as, getting estimates, getting any kind of information, basically I'm the liaison to get that stuff, squared away, and then for our guys to come out and do the install, do the work, that kind of thing. As far as in-person visits, that's obviously, we're still doing in-person visits. But even today, I gave a lawn estimate right over the phone. A lady was looking for, she said about 3 acres of lawn mowing. And basically how I did that without going out was just pull up Google Earth, measure out her lot, and ended up being about 1.5 acres of mowing. But right there had, the pictures, everything I needed to basically give her the quote over the phone. Called her back, talked to her, and she was sold within 5-10 minutes and got everything squared away, and she'll be added to the list for the season.
So I remember Christy, right? I can only know my experience, but my wife, she wanted a miniature, I don't know what you call them, flowering, is it a dog? What's that flowering cherry tree? There's a little one in front of my yard. It took 3 trees to get that before I knew you guys. Now I know you. So if someone's like, hey, I want some rhododendrons, or I don't know, we'll go into some episode, we'll go into some common plants that people get, right?
Sure.
Because shrubs have changed, right? And people don't think like you guys can think for them. I'd always be like, I want to block my neighbors. So I forget what the tall ones, but there's different kinds that are tall, and there's ones that don't shed. Like there's all these different things, but people can just ask you for that, right? They don't have to worry about asking a dumb question.
Nope.
Because as a homeowner, it's like a mechanic. They're like, it looks like this and it smells like this. Like you guys must get some wild questions. And the other thing is, like we have a pool, so I didn't know there's certain plants that keep mosquitoes out, and there's also certain ones that feed mosquitoes.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
And so, we don't think we need a consultation, but if your backyard is going to be your haven, and especially now, how important has the yard become since the pandemic? Like, let's be real here.
Sure.
It's become your park, right?
Yeah, because you're there every day.
So you guys can transform that. And I know I'm going to get off track here, but you guys also do hardscaping, not just landscaping, correct?
That's correct.
So if they want an area out there, they can say, I want this, I want that, and you kind of guide them through that, right?
Yep, we make it happen.
So they can come to you, you give them some ideas, they can say, I like this color. I'm sure a lot of people say, I saw my neighbor had this.
Right.
So they can get on Pinterest or something and take a picture and just send it to you, right?
Yep.
And you guys, real quick, I'll let you go. You guys are into technology. You're not afraid of that. Like, you guys were born into technology, right?
Yep.
So
pretty much the Facebook and Instagram have been pretty much blowing up here lately, and our goal is to basically make a post a day on something, whether we're out in the field doing something or something coming down the pipeline or, new announcements. But social media is going to be something that we're going to hit hard to try.
So people can follow there. And then can we have people like the page? Can you ask them to like the page? Because that's important, right? That's an easy way to get notified. So they can go to Horizon Lawn LLC on Facebook and Instagram, right?
Yep.
And please like it. And then share this again if you're coming on here. Let's do some shout outs. Who's going to do shout outs?
Okay, Chris.
Chris, this is you. You've been quiet. You got the shout outs.
Jana, good to see you. Chuck
Jenna!
Chuck in the truck.
Boom. Chuck in the truck.
You. Carrie.
Yep, Carrie Wirtz. There she is. She's probably
Good
looking
to
for a
see ya.
coupon. Joe Rambowski. What's up, Joe?
Jill. Jared's mom. Good to see you.
Oh, hi, Mom. Yeah, give her a heart, man.
That's right.
Yeah. Kimberly,
Wyatt.
good to see you.
Eichelberger.
Wyatt Eichelberger. Very
Guys,
good to see
Please
Wyatt.
share this. Please drop your town. We love you. David KX, man. Awesome. We appreciate you.
Chris Wirtz,
Wirtz.
another firefighter.
Nine house.
Man, Nine House
Yep.
Backstep Bandits, right?
Yes, sir.
Man, we blend that into what you do. So go ahead. Let's keep shouting them out.
Jim Henke. Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
Jim, so how do you know Jim Hankey?
He's a sales guy at Bobcat. If you will.
Groundstone?
Yep.
No, Bobcat. So what did he help you with?
Pretty much everything Bobcat that we have. All the attachments, everything.
So what does that do for you? Let's talk a little bit about attachments, right? Because you see it and you're like, that was cool tonight you guys were plowing snow. You guys were like a fine oil machine out there. Like I was just watching it and it was like, boom, boom. Do you guys ever eat?
Sometimes.
Very
I'm
little.
like, wow, do you guys ever eat? He's like, how do you eat? You guys are like machines. But, why do you love what you do so much? I know I go off track, but why do you love what you do?
Because there's no limit here at Horizon.
What?
We
Do you
can,
feel empowered?
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah?
we can do anything and everything.
Do you
Pretty
feel
much.
trusted?
And we're going to do everything and anything.
You guys do, like when you go to someone's house, you don't play around. You like take it very serious.
Yeah.
You know? And look, you guys did my mailbox, and I know you guys are super busy, but I just want to tell you, like the little things can be the big things. You know, that's the one thing I remember about you guys. Y'all took care of my mailbox. Like, what do? I don't want to sit out there and do the whole thing and then figure out where to put it. It sounds like it, but you know how busy I am.
Yeah.
Right? So to be able to hand it off to someone and trust them, and that thing looks awesome. You know, and then listen, the first numbers fell off. Whoever made up these plastic mailboxes, you have to make numbers that go with it. But you came right back. I asked you. You know, we weren't even gutted. You put them back on. I got to tell you. And at the end, man, the finish line is where you guys are, and you should know that, because a lot of people let little details go. They'll leave trash in someone's yard. They maybe will break something and not tell them. You guys are honest, and that's nice. So when you go on someone's property, people don't have to worry. That's what you need to know, that people don't have to worry when you come. Right? When you leave, they know that you were honest, you didn't take advantage, you didn't cut corners. That means a lot to people, right? Because don't we all work, all the people I know work really hard every day.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So that money matters that they're paying. They want the best value. And you all bring that to the table. It's important for you to know. So how did you get involved with doing this, Jared?
So, me and Chris, a little background, his brother actually started Horizon, and Ty had purchased the business from him, and now me and Chris both work for Ty.
Nice. So, and how'd you meet him? Do you just know him from here?
We actually met through a girl that he was talking to at the time.
And are
I'm
you
interested.
a firefighter?
I am a firefighter.
All right. So you know him from the firehouse?
Yeah, we both joined the same day, actually.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you all for your service for that. That means a lot. Like, support these guys. Share this. Invite your friends. You'd be kidding yourself if you didn't. If you ever talked about the young generation not being hardworking, you're seeing it right here. So why not support them? That's what I love. I love supporting you. And you guys do just such a fine job. Like, I've watched you on my own personal yard not cut corners. They're like, yo, go back and get that. I'm like, oh, it's so sweet that I don't have to worry about them. Because I've had a lot of landscapers in my days. And my house is tricky, even though it's little. It's like a little pita, pain in the butt. You know what I mean? But you guys come through fine, and you do a great job. If my gate's locked, you don't yell at me for forgetting to open it. Like, there's companies that would get upset about that. Mm-hmm. And I felt bad, but you guys have never made me feel bad for not leaving the gate open. I know it's a pain to open that gate if it's not open, right? But that shows that you're professionalism, right? That you look out for the clients, so that means a lot. So what about families? Can we get into families? Anybody married, girlfriends, boyfriends, anything like that? Chris,
Good.
what do you got going on? You got a baby, you got Mackenzie, you got
did,
Skylar,
yeah.
what?
Yep.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about it.
Yep.
So let's talk about that as things have changed, next level, right?
Yeah. Great experience so far. So.
And Jim also hooks you up with like a cool toy. You have a toy?
Which one?
Don't you
Which
have a
toy?
Which one? Let's talk about it. I mean, you're side by side. So what does
Okay.
Chris do for fun when you get the time?
I don't know. I just hang out at the house.
You like to go into the country? I mean, you got that side by side. You got that side by side.
Yeah,
What's
I
that
mean, we
for?
have about 6 acres beyond our house that we just go hang out and ride around.
That's cool. So you like to spend time with the family.
Oh yeah.
You like country music. You like rock and roll.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I like to know that for TikToks when I make them. I just like to know. So a little bit of everything. All right. What about your favorite food? If I was making your birthday dinner, what am I making?
Honestly, anything.
Anything?
Yeah.
Cool. Then I'm
There's
making your
much-
birthday dinners. So I like that. How about you, Nathan?
So I have a girlfriend, Taylor. We live actually right down the road on Hilton Avenue, but just bought a house back in September.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That had to feel awesome.
It did. I lived at the firehouse for I think like 4.5, 5 years, but after that, we bought a house, and ever since, and it's a good feeling to own something and be able to call it yours. But we have 2 dogs, a golden retriever and a black lab. And,
What are the names?
Sadie and Raider.
Nice. So how'd Sadie get her name?
I don't know. I liked the name, and I was a big fan of Sadie Robertson. So
Yeah.
it fit.
Now, I'm an Eagles fan, so the Raiders is not the Oakland Raiders.
No,
Okay.
I'm not. She had a Raider prior to knowing her, so I'm not really sure how he got his name.
Okay, so we got to find
he's a
out
good
how
boy,
did
though.
Raider get it. Are they both boys?
Boy and a girl.
Oh, Sadie's a girl.
Yep.
Yeah. So, okay, cool. So 2 dogs and your girlfriend, Tracy, right?
Taylor.
Taylor. I'm sorry. Taylor.
Yeah,
All right.
no kids.
So how long have you known her?
Going on a year now.
Nice.
Yep.
Awesome.
So, just shy of a year.
Was it a Tinder date?
It was no. We went to school together. We were just a few years apart, but
Nice.
it was an Instagram meetup, and
Awesome.
yeah.
Dover Eagles.
Yep, Dover Eagles.
Dover Eagles. And Chris, did you graduate from Dover? Is that where
No,
you
I
went?
actually graduated from York Tech.
Oh, nice. Okay. So let's talk about, that brings up something. What did you go to York Tech for?
Carpentry.
So can you guys do decks? I saw you guys have done decks, right, or no?
So we kind of teamed up with TC Backer and did a deck. 6
But if
months ago or
somebody
something.
inquired to you and said, listen, I love you guys, can you do my deck? Would you do it?
Oh yeah.
We'll do it.
Yeah.
All right, perfect, because you've done them, you can do it, right? So you went to school for that carpentry, I never knew that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's cool. So do you do projects at home? Are you a DIY guy? You got it. Right?
Yeah. So we bought our house 2 years ago, and it needed fully remodeled. So within 3 months, we moved in, redid the kitchen, bathroom, everything.
Wow.
Remodeled. So,
And
yeah.
add on that, with my house, it was built in 1953, so it was, I think, updated in like the 70s. So when we bought it, it's all 70s attire. But Jake and Chris both, I mean, they've done a tremendous amount of work at my house, and there's a lot of, I mean, I haven't done a lot of carpentry and that kind of thing, but
Yeah.
showing and after watching them, I mean, we did our living room, doing our flooring, doing floating shelves, painting, lights, electrical, the whole nine. So.
What if someone was like, man, how do I join that crew? Right? Like, what if there was some kid, he's in tech or he's in the fire station, he's like, well, I like this kind of lifestyle. Like, your lifestyle seems like outdoor, responsible type of people, right? Do you guys do outdoor activities? Any hunting, fishing, motorcycle riding? Like, what do you guys do for fun?
I think we all hunt. We all fish.
Yeah, big into
Did you
fishing.
fill your tags this year? Was it this year? Or was it?
Got this year.
I didn't even get out this year.
I didn't get to hunt this year because my appendix burst during hunting
Oh, I remember. How are you feeling?
I'm great. I got cleared last Tuesday. So
All right. Now, does anyone play ball?
I play softball.
You play softball? I know. I seen you at the park playing some ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So, how'd you get into softball?
A couple of the guys from the firehouse, they have a group team, and they were like, "Come on out," and I was like, "I don't know if I want to play or not."
Did you ever play before that?
I played baseball in high school, and
That's a pretty big level.
Yeah.
yep.
You know, I mean, I can never make my high school. That
Especially
How
varsity.
fast were the pitches you were taking? What'd you play in high school? What position?
I played a little bit of everywhere. I pitched,
Wow.
played third base and outfield. So
What was your favorite position?
Shortstop.
Shortstop. Why? Because you got a lot of action.
Yep, you got the most action.
Yeah, you know one thing about baseball, like it can get boring out there, right?
It can.
So that's a good point. So, and that goes with you like to work.
Yep.
So okay, so that was one of your favorites. What was the fastest pitch you ever remember taking?
I think it was probably like in the 80s.
Did it scare you? I'd be scared. I'd be like, yeah, I gotta get off of here.
No.
Wow, you loved it.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever get hit by one that fast?
I think probably in the 70s. Was
Did it hurt?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
It's when you take one for the team and you run to first base and you say, "Get me
one
to
for
home
the
plate."
team.
Yep.
Wow, that's awesome. So they must have found out that you played in high school, so they got you to play for their team. You like playing for the Nine House?
Yep.
Nice. So what else you do? You hunt, you fish. Do you ride any motorcycles, or do you into trucks or cars?
I like my truck.
What kind of truck?
I have a Dodge.
Don't touch my truck. Yeah, you got a Dodge. Nice.
Black Dodge,
Okay.
yeah.
What color?
It's black.
Black. I love
Yeah.
black. That's awesome. Chris, yours is black too, right?
Yep, right there.
It is. Yep.
Oh, nice. Here we
Boom.
are. All right. So let's talk about it. What do we got here?
Well, the white one is Baker's strap.
Yep.
And the black one's mine.
Wow.
Yep.
That's hard work. So tell me, how did you pick GMC?
At least for me, I was actually shopping for a Ford at the time. I had kind of truck-like ties, if anyone saw that one. I wanted that kind of body style, but looking on the lot when I saw this one, I bought it used, but the price was right, and it's 3,500. But I don't know, I liked it. It's pretty nice. A little bit upgrade from the Chevy features, but
Well, they say GMC's an upgraded brand even over Chevy, right?
yeah.
So how old are you guys, if you don't mind me asking? I'm 51, just so you know. So
Getting up there.
yeah. So it's inspiring to know that the young generation is. I mean, you guys changed the perspective for me when I saw you come out. So that's pretty awesome. But how old are you guys?
I'm 23.
21.
25.
That's it. That's amazing. You know what I mean? You all deserve a round of applause, like seriously. And I know y'all are humble, you're firefighters and all this, but give them a round, like put hearts up, man. That's pretty amazing to think y'all got your stuff together. And you might not feel like it, but y'all definitely have your stuff together. And that's awesome. That just shows the culture of Horizon Lawns LLC. Responsible, hardworking, giving, right? That's the kind of company you work. How many companies are willing to tell you about this? You all are. That's
Right.
another amazing feature. Like, wouldn't you like to know who's coming to your house?
Right, and it kind of builds a relationship too, with the customer, that they go out and it's not just, oh, I don't even know their name. They just come and do my lawn. A lot of the customers, they know us, follow us on Instagram, see us on Facebook, and add us personally, and then just kind of follow up with all that kind of stuff. So you definitely do build a relationship, and I mean, obviously, in our world of lawn and landscaping, we're trying to, do the lawn, the landscaping, the sod, the fertilization, the mulch, flowers, all that kind of stuff. So we want to set that precedence of, if they have something they need done, they call us, just because we're trusted, we get the job done. It's what they paid for, and whenever they have something else, we're on their contacts list.
You brought up a good thing. Can we touch about winterizing lawns?
Sure. Jared, do you want to touch on that?
So, winterizing lawns, we'll do that if it's a new lawn install and it's too cold out to plant grass seed.
And what is it? Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but
So, we'll just put straw down. That way, if you let your dog out or if you want to walk through your yard, you're not getting mud all over your boots and tracking it into your new house.
wow, so that's pretty awesome. So they can contact you about winterizing lawns. You can give them a quote on that, Nathan?
Oh yeah, yep.
So contact Nathan if you're looking to find out about winterizing your lawn. How about plowing? Like, what do they need to? I know there's different. Like, they should contact you. Every snow is different.
You want me?
Does it each have its own?
Yeah. So basically, there's two different sides of snow plowing and salting and de-icing, ice management, I guess you could say. There's the commercial side and then also the residential. We do both. Sidewalks, 1, 2, 3 car garage, long driveways, stone driveways. But basically how that works is, someone calls up and says, hey, I'd like to get my, driveway plowed out after the storm. We'd go out and look at it, see about how much it's going to cost, and then give them a price per push. Basically what that means is, if they have a driveway that's so many square feet, we'll say every time we come and plow it, it's $100. And with that, they can say, okay, we want it plowed at 2 inches. Every 2 inches we'd come, or just plow it at the end of the storm. So same with the salting. If someone would want pre-salt to hopefully get the snow not to accumulate as much, or post-salt, we do that as well. Have various salt spreaders and capabilities with that. As far as the commercial side, parking lots, nursing homes, churches, pretty much anything we have a few contracts for, and we basically can maintain them hourly to make sure if it's a business that needs to stay open, get tractor trailers in and out, ambulances and that kind of thing for our nursing homes that we do. We have guys there, equipment there around the clock, basically.
So you can take care of that person running the salt spreader. It's coming down. They don't want to wait till the end.
Right.
If they're in a situation where, maybe it's my mom's and she has doctor's appointments that day, and I call and say, matter of fact, what areas are we talking about? So we're in Dover.
We're in
which is
Dover.
your county.
Correct.
Where can you go?
Pretty much, as far as our snow, it's a little bit smaller circle than, you know, our
Because you
lawn
gotta
and
go.
landscaping, just because of if we do get that big storm, we want to make sure we're able to get out to all of the customers and they're not waiting around. So, if, you know, if the roads are busy and that kind of thing, it's going to make it harder for us. But we're based out of Dover, but we cover pretty much all of York County. As far as snow removal, dip into a little bit of Adams County on like the eastern side there. But basically, I mean, snow removal, York County is our bread and butter, and that's where we're going to be able to, you know, best serve and get there in a timely manner.
And if you have a commercial job that's outside of York County, that's different, right?
Correct,
So
yep.
if you have a job where they can have staff there during a storm, that's a whole different ballgame. You know, message them. So if you're in Northern Maryland and you have a condominium association or you have a business or whatever the case may be, you know, there's cases where people have abandoned buildings and they got to keep it, right?
Yep.
Is the fine worth it? You'll get fined. If you're investors, so if investors need plowers that are in or have multiple properties in a concentrated, at least they should have a conversation, right?
Sure, and especially, I mean, commercial, that kind of, it's a little bit different from residential, but we have basically the equipment, the guys in the trucks that, you know, if you are outside of our shop location, you know, basically we could go at your location while it's snowing and then basically have the guys there around the clock and they're dedicated to your business. So with that, I mean, Lancaster, Mechanicsburg, Carlisle, you know, Harrisburg, New Oxford, all those, Gettysburg, anywhere dipping into Maryland, like you said. But basically, you know, 2 skid loaders, various plows, and if the need arises, I mean, we will definitely get more.
So can we talk about commercial properties? I know we touched on it with the plowing, but in general, can you just tell us a little bit about commercial properties and do you guys do them? It sounds like
Sure.
you do, but
Right.
can we talk about that?
So basically, with commercial properties, we're able to basically offer every kind of service when it comes to the property management side of it. So once we get into the spring, the summertime, when the grass is growing, you know, we're able to cut the grass, fertilize it, aerate it in the fall time, overseed it, the landscaping, flowers, mulch. So basically, a lot of commercial, they want their mulch done in the spring, they want the mulch done in the fall, they want the bushes trimmed, and then the weekly service of mowing, striping the lawn, that kind of thing. So basically, we try and take care of everything in-house. So, you know, we're the ones out there doing it again to build that reputation and that relationship with the customer, and so they know who's on their property and that kind of thing. But basically, you know, as property management, we're able to pretty much offer anything that they might want or offer.
And you know, today when we were talking, I remember you guys said you guys had a service call where somebody had a client that didn't take care of them, whatever, it doesn't matter who it was. And so you guys went out there and took care of the service and ended up taking over the contract because you guys took care of it for them. I guess a truck drove over a mulched area. You guys went out and mulched it and they just wouldn't respond. So that's one of the good things that I know about you guys. If they have a service call, even if it wasn't your original job, will you take care of it for them? Can they call you for a service call?
For sure. Jared's actually the service manager. He can touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, can you tell us about that?
So basically, we'll receive the service. Nate usually writes me a service ticket, basically stating what the job may entail, and then we'll go out there and get you taken care of.
So you don't have to worry how small, how big. Maybe you just planted a tree. All right, so let me get back to my story. So with my wife getting this tree. So the person put the wrong tree in, so she was mad at me. She's like, I told you I wanted, and her dad told me to get a weeping cherry tree miniature because he said if you get a full size, it'll rip up your pipes. So her dad told me not to, right? So I'm like, your dad told me to get a miniature. So they brought out a miniature something, but it wasn't a weeping cherry. The thing went straight up, and she looked at me like, bro. And I'm like, oh, man. The tree ended up dying, so I had to replace it. And so, thankfully, you guys were the ones that put that weeping cherry out there, so you can see how the growth has come with that. Yeah. And thank you. So that's come a long way. But that little tree, man, that thing was a nemesis for me. So dealing with the right company. If somebody wants an idea, they can take a picture if they want a certain tree. Like I remember weeping willows. Do they still have those nowadays?
Oh yeah, yeah, they're very popular.
If somebody wants a tree and it doesn't go in the right area, you'll tell them, right?
For sure.
So and that's the other thing. No, listen, I didn't know I wanted these trees around our pool, and you guys were like, they're gonna like cover the shade of your pool.
Yeah.
All right. So Nathan, when you go out there, you kind of talk to the people and see what they're looking for, and kind of tell them what's out there and what,
Right.
because you can't have palm trees. I know it sounds funny, right?
Yeah, I mean, we could probably make it happen. We have to get the soil right for it, but yeah, basically, I mean, like you said earlier too, a lot of customers, they know exactly what they want and they'll have a prepared list, and it's basically, you know, my job's kind of done. Or we'll have customers that, you know, they just got a swimming pool installed and they want to do new landscape, and basically they say, you know, here's your design area and do whatever you want to do with it. And
So you can do a full design and come back to them with a
yeah,
plan.
and basically how that works is,
Yeah.
you know, we take a lot of pictures. There's software that we have that basically we can pull up their house on the software, and add all the textures, add the plants, and basically they can see their exact house, their pool, their landscape, hardscape, whatever they have going on. And then we can click and drag those plants in. We can click and drag, you know, outdoor fireplaces, all that kind of stuff in, so they can, you know, visually see it and be like, I don't know if I like that color, or, you know, I like that color a lot, and just seeing it, they're sold automatically. And as far as the plants, we work with a bunch of different nurseries that, if one can't get it, you know, someone out there
Yeah.
can, and, you know, we rely on them a lot too for, you know, information of, you know, how it's going to thrive, or, you know, it gets a little sunlight, you know, but a lot of shade, you might want to go this route. So, we had, like, you know, our team of people that we work with to basically, you know, give that.
Educate you guys and
Correct.
keep you up to date on what's out there.
Yep.
So is there different types of grasses for different areas? Like if I have a wooded area compared to a full sun area, are you guys going to recommend different stuff?
Right. Yep. There's different seeds out there. There's different, you know, shade mix, sun mix, a mix of sun and shade, and then, you know, seed that it goes well with our climate and in our area of the Northeast. But
And then you tell the people how to maintain it. Can people get irrigation around here?
yeah, it's an option.
Okay.
And
And what's
it's
the advantage of irrigation? I mean, I know it might sound obvious, but what are some of the advantages?
the biggest is, you know, going through the dry spells and the drought time with, you know, mid-July, August, whenever, you know, typically is hot for a long stretch with little water. So basically with the irrigation, you know, you can set it up on timers that basically the heads pop up out of the ground. It would spray over your lawn at the appropriate times. Obviously, if it's, you know, direct sunlight, you're not going to want your lawn being watered, because it, you know, could hurt it. But once the sun goes down, you know, basically the little heads pop up, they spray your lawn, they go back down, and basically it keeps your ground saturated and the grass plentiful.
Do you have to winterize those in the winter?
Yep, you do have to
And you
winterize
guys
them.
can you do
We
that?
do.
You guys?
Yep.
Because there's a certain process, kind of like a pull-out thing. I don't know.
Yep. Basically, it's like any kind of water line. You don't want to keep water in it. It's obviously those pipes are in the ground and the ground freezes. So basically, we, you know, shut the waters off, make sure the heads are all cleaned out, and then blow air through the lines to be able to get all the water out.
And what's the best time to contact you if people want to contact you? Is there a certain time, or you guys pretty much on social media? You'll get the link.
Anytime.
Like, when's the best time for someone to message you?
Anytime, really. I mean, it's, if we don't see it right away, we'll definitely see it, I'd say, within the hour. Obviously, nighttime's a little different with sleeping, but one of us, there's many editors and admins and stuff for all the pages, so we make sure, you know, we get back to them and make sure that they're getting their questions answered.
So what made you guys want to team up? You, because I've followed you on Facebook, and I was like, wow, you guys are like building the dream team here. So what made you guys, can we talk a little bit about the collaboration to get together and make this happen?
Yeah. As far as you coming and working with
Yeah.
us?
Yeah, whatever. Touch on.
He had, I guess we were talking about it. He just wanted to kind of
We
get out
always joked
of.
about it.
Yeah,
That
actually,
was a
we,
big-
we did joke about it.
There was
quite a lot.
There was a rivalry competition, but it was a friendly rivalry
Yeah.
competition.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically just joking about it, and then it became more serious. With my line of work as being a career firefighter as well, my time and everything, you know, I kind of had to pick between which full-time job I was going with, and running a business. You know, like a lawn and landscaping is, you gotta have to be 100% dedicated to it. So with that, you know, the opportunity arose. Talked to Ty about, you know, possible avenues that we were going to take, and one thing led to where we're at now. So
Nice. Well, we're excited. We're excited to be behind the blade, and really not just in the yard, but behind the blade. I picture like a metal blade, our table in the future, man, and we got metal. But it's great. I mean, there's so many things we're going to talk about. You guys do so much in the community, and when we do projects in the community, we're going to do some outreach this spring. We're going to invite you in. So you guys are going to see it. Maybe we'll have someone's yard we do or something. I don't know. And maybe come up with some good ideas. We're going to come up with something. These boys will be out there in the community. And you do a lot now in the community. Let's talk a little bit about the Nine House and what people can do to support the Nine House. Because it is a volunteer fighter company. Can we talk about that for a minute?
Yeah.
And all of you pitch in?
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about the Nine and what the Nine does and how people can support the Nine.
You want to do it?
Yeah. So basically, like we said earlier, Dover Township Fire Department's a nonprofit, all volunteer fire department. So basically, I mean, you help out if you're not able to donate money. You're able to join and be a member, and that's doing your part. You're giving back to the community.
So
in
you
that
can
aspect.
become a member.
Right. Yep. You can become a member at 14 years of age. So the younger crowd, definitely, if it's something that interests you, you can stop by, check out the fire trucks.
Can you be a member without wanting to be a firefighter though?
Oh yeah. Yep.
So,
we have.
I saw you guys have it, and I didn't realize that, and that's
Yep.
pretty cool.
Our auxiliary is very big.
So let's talk about your auxiliary, because
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know it. There's plenty of people, and they support you guys
Yeah.
tremendously.
Yep.
So what is the auxiliary?
So basically, the auxiliary is a group of members that they're members just like we are. They just typically don't go out and fight the fires or run the calls like we do. But they do a lot of behind the scenes work of a lot of food prep. We have meetings, obviously, as any organization does. So with that, we might do a meal together. That way, build camaraderie and family atmosphere. But Christmas lights, planning events, Christmas parties, all that kind of stuff, just to kind of bring the family and the bonding, atmosphere together as part of, still going out and responding
Did
to
they
the
help with the
emergencies and
Santa
stuff.
Claus? You guys did the Santa right or no?
Yep.
Excuse
Excuse me.
Did they
Yeah.
help put that together?
Yeah,
Kids love that.
they certainly did. But yeah, our Santa run's pretty big. Obviously, our township's
How
pretty.
big is your township?
I think it's
I think
60,
it's like 40,
42,
something.
I think, square miles.
Yeah.
So that's
But
pretty
yeah,
big.
it's a very big area, and we're kind of split up 50-50 between rural and that high suburban kind of atmosphere. But a lot of developments, a lot of retirement, 55 and older communities. But yeah, the Santa Run, people literally go nuts over that, and they love to see it. And one thing we did a little different this year because of the rain on Christmas Eve, we did do it a day earlier. So a lot of the family get-togethers and stuff, they missed it a little bit, but I would still say it was probably comparable to years past. The kids run outside and everyone's jumping up and down, and just they love to see it.
Nice. So people can be an auxiliary member. All you got to do is message the Dover. Which one do they message?
Yep, Dover Township Fire Department. That's going to be we're on Instagram as the Nine House on Instagram, and the Facebook is Dover Township Fire Department. And there's, like I said, a bunch of admins on there as well, and we'll be able to get you squared away with any kind of questions, or you can just stop by as well. Like I said, we're pretty well staffed 24/7 by our volunteers, and there's someone always there.
Nice.
So,
nice.
which is definitely important in this day and age of getting out the door.
Yeah, and we've seen a big transition, and just like the trades, we talk about young people, and you guys are inspiring. Look at Horizon Lawns bringing the young people into the trades, but they need firefighters, right?
Yeah, for sure. There's, I believe, probably only 2 career departments in York County as far as bigger career departments. A lot of departments have paid drivers around to ensure that truck's getting out, but there is still a lot of departments out there that are solely volunteers, and that's something that we took initiative many years, way longer
To get ahead of the curve.
right before our time of even joining there. Our department was basically doing this the past couple of years, and it definitely had its ups and downs as any department would, but so far, the past couple of years, we've done a pretty good job of recruiting and retaining our members, and basically making it an atmosphere that they want to come, they want to stay, and build their career with us.
Yeah, I know West York just went to volunteer. They're going through some transition right now.
Yeah, not 100% sure what's going on,
Right, but they're going through some tough changes.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys do a phenomenal job. We're super excited. So, what's this here? What's this big old thing, and what's going on here? Can we talk a little bit about what's up on the screen?
That's a pallet of sod right there.
That's what sod looks like. That stuff stays alive. How does it stay alive? It's just like dormant or something?
At this time of the year, yeah.
Okay. So do you have a little bit more leeway to lay it, or you just lay it right away? Like, and how do you get sod? How do you get sod this time of year?
We get it shipped from West Virginia, I think so.
Wow. So you guys can get sod any time of year.
Yeah, all year round.
Wow.
And a lot of the sod too, to keep it fresh, it usually is cut within a certain time period to maintain that freshness.
Oh, so it doesn't sit in a warehouse or anything
No,
like that?
it was probably in the field 12 hours prior to the picture there.
Wow. Okay. And so you prepare the ground. Is this ground ready for sod?
Yeah.
Okay. And then is there a truck that brings it in?
Yeah. I'll touch on that. I don't think that we have a picture of that up yet,
Yeah,
but
we don't.
All right. So a big truck came in. You unloaded it with the Bobcat.
Yep.
Right. And what?
So basically, you can kind of see here in this picture here. So the contractors, they come in, they build the house, they have kind of a rough grade, and then all this stuff in through here. It's a lot of rock, it's a lot of hard clay, that kind of stuff. So the machine right here, basically the implement that's on that, it's going to back drag, pick up any of that junk, the rocks, the clumps, and that kind of thing, and then do a finish grade on top. And basically, you can kind of see here where the ground's all nice and flat.
Oh, it turns it like powdery. That's like a power rake or something.
Yep. So basically, it gets all nice and flat, and then we take those rolls of sod and unroll it out. And this is the truck that it came on. This was 11.
How long does that take? Like a week?
As far as
How long does it take to get all that laid out?
It took 6 hours.
6 hours.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. In and out, 6 hours.
How many people?
5.
5 of us total.
Wow, you guys did all that in 6 hours.
Yep. And the finished product. Oops. Back out here.
Is that a Skittles machine? We'll get back to that.
We'll get back to that.
I bet you guys got a Skittles machine. I want to know about that. But wow, really? That was that's it.
That's the same house, same exact one, and
Now,
basically.
so what do they have to? That's amazing.
Yep, and
like
with
you can send your kids out there, and they're not gonna get like anything in their foot. They got fresh, beautiful grass.
Yep, and it's laid right up into all the AC units, right up
Wow.
into where the decks are going to be, and it's basically walk on ready.
Now, do you guys? I mean, I'm sure you do, but like, you have to lay it a certain way based on the way water comes. Like, you got to figure out all kind of stuff to do it the right way, right? Is there a certain way? you
Jared
lay
can probably
sod?
touch on that a little bit more.
Not really. You just have to get the edges of both pieces of sod butted up together real nice and tight. That way the roots do grow together. If you don't get them nice and tight, you'll have a gap, and that's not what you want.
Because then it starts turning into a hot mess, right?
Right, and it's
Oh,
a lot
so
harder
you gotta
to.
seal that almost like.
Yeah,
Yep.
and if in the midsummer, if you don't keep the water on it, the gaps will separate, and you'll have those gaps forever. Like basically like a piece of meat that you're dehydrating.
That's crazy. I never knew that about sod.
Sod will
So
do the
you
same.
got to make sure that thing is like sealed like a soldering gun.
Right.
So there's a technique you know how to do to make that happen. But so your installation is important.
Right, and the
You're not just slapping it down, slapping it down. You got to position it
Right.
in a certain way and make
kinda-
sure.
kind of like Tetris. You don't want all your seams, butts to be together, but you want to stagger them like you would lay a hardwood floor. And with that too, once we're done, we obviously stress to the customers that the grass needs watered, the sod needs watered because it didn't root yet. And the key to that, especially when Jared was just saying, the hot months, you got to keep the sprinklers on, and you have to keep them on a lot.
Now, what if someone was like, "Hey, we'd like you to do a maintenance program to take care of it"? Can you tell them, like, you could come up with that for them? If somebody had nature on there, like, "Listen, our people aren't going to do that. We don't want the grass to grow. Our HOA spent a lot of money on here. Can you guys give us a service thing to take care of it and make sure
Yeah.
it goes to
Yeah.
where it needs to go?"
Yeah, basically, usually what happens is they don't want to take care of it. They want us to take care of it, so we'll get timers and sprinklers out there. That way, in the morning at 6 a.m., the grass will get watered, and then at night at 6 p.m. or whenever it gets dark out, at that time, the grass will get watered again.
How come not at 12 o'clock noon, lunchtime? That's when I make sure I eat. But how come you don't just do it at any time?
Right, yeah, and it's like any other plant, when the direct sunlight and, in the dead of the summer, it could be, 80, 90 degrees with, zero humidity or a lot of humidity, and you don't want, that water to be on there. It can
It's like I'll get a
potentially
sunburn
burn.
if I got water on
Right,
the
it can-
protection, it'll burn it.
Same kind of way your plants, you get water on the leaves, it can, basically burn the plant.
Oh,
and,
wow.
basically kill it. So that's why we try and wait till after And typically grass grows in the evening time when it's a little bit cooler.
Really?
You know, it's not going to grow in the dead of the heat. But,
Wow, I didn't know when it grows. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's good that you know that, though. That's important
For
to
sure.
know when grass grows. So that's why you see people water it in the morning and water it in the evening, because
Yeah.
it's not good to water it in the middle of the day.
Yep, and that pretty much is the rule of thumb for any kind of plant. I mean, it's across the board.
Now, how about if I get like some trees and bushes and stuff, like you can plant it and you tell people when to water it, like, because that stuff needs to be watered. I know I'm not being funny, but like it has to be watered on a regular basis.
Yep.
And you can provide all that to the people. You tell them when to get it and when to water it.
Yeah, we'll even give them a checklist of when to water if they
Yep.
need it.
Oh, nice.
It's kind of a, you know, here's a list to make sure that you go over everything and when to prune it and all that good stuff.
All right, service calls. Let's talk about service calls. Who does it? Do you do it? Will you answer the phone after the fact?
We do service calls, and you know, we're not always perfect. You know, we do make mistakes, and if something does happen, we'll make sure it gets fixed.
Boom, and that's the key, and I can testify to that.
Yeah, I know. This year, one of the guys had hit one of the ladies' fence with a mower wheel, and we went out there, and I believe Nate actually went out there and resolved the issue with her.
So I heard siding is not weed whacker proof. Do you guys know anything about that? Like, I never knew this. I'm on this show with Behind the Tool Belt, and they said siding's not weed whacker proof. That means I was thinking of you guys last night, and I'm like, so, I mean, like, what would you tell somebody if they're in a home? And if you have it happen, call TC Backer. I just want to plug them, and they'll come
sure.
out. That can be a service call for them. But would you tell someone, hey, call TC Backer? They can take care of you. Don't get so stressed.
Exactly.
It's fixable, right?
Exactly.
Because it must happen a lot
It-
to
yeah.
people. I'm not saying to you, but I mean homeowners in general.
I mean,
when
it's-
you're weed whacking.
It's one of those things, obviously, we try not to do, but it does happen. And with some houses, you know, with the grade of the land, the siding ends up going right down to the ground. Sometimes it doesn't. But a way to avoid that, you know, adding flower beds or some kind of buffer, you know, edging block, something that way we don't even have to get, you know, close to it with the string trimmers.
So what he's saying is, like, there's not siding here, but on the other pictures you showed where the siding was, you could put a buffer there so that your grass doesn't go right up to there. So have them come out, they'll give you an estimate, and they'll put some nice landscaping in, because most of the new houses are going to have the grass coming up to the back unless you get certain landscaping. So that's a great way to prevent that, right? But if you have it happen, don't worry about it. But
Right.
what Jared's saying is, no problem, we'll take care of your service, right?
Yep.
Boom.
If we mess it up, we're gonna get you taken care of and get out there and fix the issue.
So service is there's a reason it's called service department. You got to be a special kind of person to service people.
Yeah.
Right? Like that says it
sure.
all right there. But you must have something in you that you like that. Like, so what do you like about servicing people? Because you take some heat.
Yeah, you do take some heat every now and again, but you gotta remember you're the one that got you in this situation, or one of your employees got you in this situation, and you gotta dig them out.
He's like Mariano Rivera, and you want to be the winning pitcher, and the manager's like, bro, we're not pulling you. You're going to have to, like, stick to your fastball.
Yeah.
But you stick with them.
Yep.
Right,
And that's key, man. That's important. Having the right person to do it is important.
for sure.
You know,
Sometimes.
that's another,
Sometimes too, I mean, it's not always us, and service kind of goes out to, you know, the water company coming out to do a, you know, quick job, you know, as far as the curb box needs fixed or whatever. We did one right down the road of where, you know, the water company came out, they had to do something on their end, the side was tore up a little bit. Basically, that turned into a service ticket. Jared got the guys involved, and we got it squared away. And, you know, it goes for anything, really. But
now, what about Bobcat? Can we bring it up? I know I want to make sure we talk a couple things into here. We're coming up on our last 10 minutes, but can we talk about Bobcat? What's your relationship with them, and how have they taken care of you? And who is the one at Bobcat that's taking care of you?
Jim Hankey. So he's been there. I mean, every question we have, he's always right there. Literally anything. Hydraulic lines break, Jim's the first guy I call. And he always gets us taken care of. Everything Bobcat that we have, we got through Jim Hankey. All of our attachments.
How'd you figure out? Did he help you figure out what attachments you needed? Did he ask you
Yeah.
like kind of like what you're doing and these are the ones I recommend?
Yeah, yeah. He's very, very good at what he does. So, yeah.
And so you have 2 Bobcats, right? You have one that, or you probably have more, but there's one that's on tracks and one that's on wheels, is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
What's the difference, and how do you use them differently?
Well, the one with tracks is used for, we use it for lawn installs. Anything that's going to be in a lawn. That way it's not tearing up the grass.
So this is more low impact on the soil, is that
Right,
what it
yep,
is?
yep. The tracks are 18 inches wide, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it doesn't tear up the grass.
With the right driver, because if I was
Right,
driving
right.
it, you would see me going in circles and you'd say, bro, it doesn't help. You have to go a certain way. But it takes a finesse. How'd you learn how to drive it? There's a lot of electronics in it, right?
Yeah.
So, but you guys are used to that's another thing with your generation, but there's a lot of electronics. I remember all that stuff just being stick, clutch, heat glow, heat plug, and, you know, like, how do you get in and operate it? Did you have to get trained to do it?
No.
Train as you go.
Yeah.
So that probably relates to all the training. So you guys don't realize is with the fire department, all the training you've been through and Voc Tech, you get used to having to be trained with stuff. You guys, it comes secondary because there's a lot of equipment. That's a lot in there.
Yeah.
And you guys move it around like it's nothing. I mean, you
Yeah.
can do some damage with that.
Oh, yeah.
Most of us grew up running stuff, you know, as we grown up. So like I actually grew up on a farm, so grew up on a tractor and running stuff. So it just kind of comes natural.
So all you got that natural feel. So this equipment stuff's pretty easy. Tying down stuff, trailers, hauling, trucking. You guys got all that, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So you basically focus on the people's experience with you and taking care of the client. So what if someone needs something from you and they're selling a house? What's the best way? Can you guys like kind of like fluidly react to someone? I mean, you have jobs you schedule down the road, and if someone needs you, can you guys react depending on the distance and the job?
Yeah, and basically, I mean, we have a pretty packed schedule, even, you know, going through the winter months, as Chris was saying, try and keep the guys busy. And there's always kind of, you know, work out there with the landscape that it's out there. You basically just, you know, need to find it and retain it. But with that, obviously, we have some voids in our schedule and that kind of thing. Today, I think the guys went out and did a service job, and then we had one of the customers call and say about their, you know, tall ornamental grasses never got cut down. And we were able to, you know, basically slide out today and get them squared away, and came back with a dump truck load of grasses. So
That's nice because that's not a fun thing to do. I mean, you
It's
guys
not.
do it, but those things are high maintenance. So you let people know what the maintenance looks like. Can we go back to the Skittle machine real quick? And are you guys firing Skittles out in the yards, or what are you doing?
Everybody loves a Skittle.
I mean, you got the red Skittles and the green Skittles. So what is the Skittle machine?
So basically, the green machine over here is a hydro seeder. So basically, what that's going to do is kind of give you a mixture of mulch that's kind of ground up, some seed, some fertilizer, and it's in a tank. It has a little auger at the bottom of it, and it's mixing a slurry together. The hose that's on here. So basically, you have 3 options with us as far as getting your new lawn installed. That can be, you know, seed and straw. Basically, we'd come and, you know, walk a seeder out, seed it through, put straw down. We could do sod, which that's kind of the instantaneous result. And then the third option would be the new hydro seeder here. So if you have a large area, it's a little more cost effective to do the hydro seeding, but basically we come spray out your entire lawn. It puts a green bluish tint over it. But basically what that's doing is evenly distributing the seed, the fertilizer to get it started, and then the tackifier to make sure, you know, it's going to retain. And then if we were to do the seed route and you want to get some straw put down, this is a straw blower here. So basically it goes in the back of a tractor. The big barrel at the top, you put the hay bale in or straw bale in, and then the black tube, we just, you know, spray it out like a snow machine or something of that nature.
I got you. So they have 3 different options.
Yep, 3 different options.
How do you maintain hydro seed when you get it? Do you water it? Wow, that's hydro
Yep,
seed?
so that's kind of the bluish green tint.
How do you keep it from making a mess of everything else?
It goes on. I mean, it's kind of like a power washer, you know, how it basically comes out. We basically, you know, we get the rocks, the clumps, all that kind of stuff out of the yard with the Bobcat. start at the furthest point and just kind of slowly walk our way back in and just kind of give that nice even coat the whole way across and make sure the seed, gets to every little square foot. And with, the slurry and all that stuff, there's ratios, there's different things that you need to, make sure you account for. To basically get yourself a nice lawn. And it takes about roughly a week to 2 weeks, depending on the season, to establish your lawn.
Okay, so what do I have to do as a homeowner compared to the other? What do I have to do to?
So basically, with this, it's kind of the same with regular grass seed. Over time, the germination process will start, and it'll start growing up through, and then you'll just start to water it. And within, like I say, a week or two, you'll start to noticeably see the grass come up, and then you'll just maintain it. Probably not mow it till at least a month or so. And typically we'll come back out, check it, and let them know you're good to go. And a lot of the times the same customer have us mow it then.
So can you guys put up my lighting outside, and if I want a couple of potted plants, can you guys give me a price on all that?
We can do all that.
Like, I don't want to worry about the walkway. You can give me a price on
Everything.
the walkway.
Yep.
You got that? So
stamp
outdoor lighting
concrete.
is big, right? So that's huge for security. A lot of people don't want to worry. A lot of people have delivery people coming to their houses. They didn't have that years ago, right?
Right.
So there might be concerns with making sure that the yard is visible, people can see it. And some townships have requirements. So what if I had a yard in the back and I used to let it grow, and now they're like, listen, like in my town, if it's over 6 inches, you get a letter in the mail. Yeah.
We actually have a contract with one of the local municipalities over in Adams County that basically they have an ordinance in place, and once that grass gets above that certain height, they'll send various letters out to the to whoever owns the property. It might be a bank, it might be on short sale, sheriff's sale, whatever. But at that point, they call us. We have a certain time period that we need to get out there. We'll mow it down, and basically we work directly with the township on that one to basically make sure they fall within that ordinance.
What if I have like a field of like rubbish, like not something you're going to take one of your mowers to? Can y'all help me with that? And what would you do?
That's pretty much the same thing as far as whether it's, I think the one mower probably 3 foot as long as it's grass.
Yeah, and then we also have a brush hog.
Right.
Oh, so you can take care of the brush. Like if I got, that stuff that's not grass out there that is like prickly bushes, and I don't know.
That thing will mow many trees down.
Yep.
Oh, really?
That's basically an attachment that goes right on the front of the Bobcat, and it's I think 72 inches wide, so we can do a pretty big area. And with that, and we work with a lot of developers and to maintain their properties monthly to make sure they still fall within the variance of their townships.
So if I'm building my off-the-grid cabin somewhere around here, you guys can clear a space for me?
Sure can.
Nice. So one call does it all, and you guys plow. We're getting ready to wrap things up. Hydro seeding, sodding. I think we talked about everything. We can always talk about a lot more stuff, and we are gonna. If you have any questions you've always wanted to ask a landscaper and just weren't able to ask them, please put it on here. Hardscaping, landscaping, lighting, anything outdoor, anything between the house and the street. Right?
Very much.
You got. If you need some plants inside, let them know. I'm sure they can figure out which ones you need in there, and they'd help you out. You need good oxygen level in there, so let them know. You want that back room nice, and you want some hanging plants. Let them know. Right? They'll get you the right ones. I thought any plant would work. It's not how it is. They'll do the research. They'll get the information. Let the pros be the pros, and you relax. You got enough to handle. One call does it all. Horizon Lawns.
That's
right.
Right.
Behind the blade. Let's cut it up. We're going to see you. So we'll be back. We're going to go to Mondays. We're coming back, not this coming Monday, but the following Monday. Let's give them a date so we know. This is live. So, all right. So the 25th is when we'll be back. Behind the blade, January 25th, episode 2. We loved having you. Thanks for being here tonight. I couldn't say anything more, but I appreciate y'all and love you. And we're so glad to be here. We need your help, though, right? We're in a pandemic. People can't drive by and see job signs. If there's any way you wanted to help someone, what you could do is share this. Like, seriously, I hope you had fun. I had fun. It was great getting to sit down with the guys. But in seriousness, you really could help them by sharing this and playing along.
Yep. Instagram, Facebook. Definitely hit us up on Instagram. We're going to be pretty active on that. If you want to see what we're doing daily, that's going to be your way to see us.
Oh, appreciate it. Everybody have a good night. Like the page, Horizon Lawn LLC. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Thanks, Ty. Thanks, Vic. Thank you, everybody from Horizon Lawns, LLC. Listen, they're not the big brother. We're coming to be the step brother. Boom, we stepping up. So anyway, we love y'all. Good night. We'll see you on the 25th, Monday, 7 o'clock. Thank you.